Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be my very first collab with Grace, also known as GelBeauty87, and I will have her channel and her video linked in my description box. Now, initially I found Grace through Dion. They've done a few collabs together, and I was so taken with her that I instantly went and subscribed. She is so beautiful. She is absolutely flawless. She creates the most beautiful makeup looks. She does Battle of the Palettes on her channel, which is something I've wanted to do for a really long time, just haven't done that yet. So I'm hoping to get some inspiration from Grace to finally start doing that here. She did a video not very long ago where she used a Glamlight palette and a Juvia's Place palette, and she used the pastel shades and created the most beautiful look. It was just amazing. She does Battle of the Foundations. She does ranking videos. She uses a lot of brands that I'm not familiar with, so it's always really fun to watch her videos and learn some new things about makeup. We got a hold of each other on Instagram, decided we really wanted to do this collab, and we talked about different palettes that we have in common, and we found out that we have the It's My Pleasure palette from Colourpop in common. Now, this is one of my absolute favorite 9-pan monochromatic palettes from this brand. I just love it, and I haven't used this in so long, so I was really happy when Grace told me that she had this palette. Now, we're not really doing like a palette bingo. We're just going to be using shades out of the palette that we really enjoy to create our looks with, and there's a few shades in here that I don't think I have ever used, so I'm going to be using those shades today. And I just love this palette. I'm so excited to finally get it out again and use it, because, you know, a lot of my palettes just sit in a drawer on a shelf and don't get any love, so this is going to be great. So if you are interested to see my look come together using the It's My Pleasure palette from Colourpop for my collab with Grace, also known as GelBeauty87, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started with this look using the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette for my collab with Grace today. Now my brows are done, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base. And there's just shades in this palette that I don't think I've ever used before. And I love this shade here. It's called Sandman, but I use that shade every single time I pull this palette out, which hasn't been for a while. So I kind of want to give it a break, even though I think it's gorgeous, very duochrome, kind of like, I don't know, brown, purple, pink. It's really cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shade here called Bare Minimum. I'm going to use this shade here called Earth Shine. This one called Sleeper. This one called Fan Fiction, and maybe a little bit of this, what's that called? Kitten Fish. I think I've used this before, like maybe to line my lid. I've used these shades. I don't know that I've ever used that one either, but it's kind of that weird sequin shade that I discovered not very long ago. It's called a sequin shade, the matte with the shimmers in it. So I think I'll start off with this shade here called Fan Fiction and put that in my transition area. And I really recommend, if you guys have not found Grace yet, if you haven't subscribed to her, that you go to her channel and you subscribe, because you are going to love her. She is hilarious. I love her personality. She always makes me laugh, makes me smile. And she's very honest. You know, if she doesn't like something, she's going to tell you she doesn't like it and why she doesn't like it. And if she loves something, she's going to tell you why. You know, and I always love that about creators, you know, people that are just very honest about their makeup opinions and what they think of different brands and different palettes and different products, foundations, concealers, whatever, the whole 9 yards. I just love that. And she is just gorgeous. She is flawless. I mean, she really is. I'm just always in awe of how beautiful she is every time I watch one of her videos. And I love her thumbnail pictures because the majority of them, she takes them outside, and it just makes her makeup just wah. It's so amazing. And this is a beautiful kind of, I don't know, pinky purple shade. I don't always gravitate towards pink shades and palettes because, I don't know, I've always thought that they look kind of funky on me, but this is really pretty. I really like that. And I love this palette. It's got great pigmentation, great performance, blends really well. I don't know. This is probably, I don't know, maybe one of my top 5 Colourpop palettes, top 3 maybe even too. I know that I ranked my Colourpop palettes a while back, and I can't remember exactly where this fell in the ranking, but I think it was pretty high up there. I think it was in my top 5. So now I'm going to go into this shade here called Sleeper. It's kind of this darker magenta, pinky purple. I don't know, not small purple. But I usually always gravitate towards purple shades in palettes like this. And I've done a lot of purple looks on my channel, so I'm trying to kind of like, you know, mix it up a little bit and use some more different shades, I guess, like the pink shade that I picked, for example. That's really pretty. It's deepening up very nicely. You know, it's funny. There's times when like I'm, you know, late getting ready for work and I'm in a hurry and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit down and do a really quick look. I'm just going to use 2 shadows and that's it. And I never can do that. Never. You know, I mean, if I'm really running behind, then I will. Usually if I'm running super behind, I just don't do my makeup. And then I feel like my face is super naked, which it kind of is, but you know, whatever. Okay, so now let's go into the shimmers. And I'm going to start off with this shade here called Bare Minimum. And I can't believe I've never used that shade before. Kind of weird. And I'm really excited to see what Grace is going to do with this palette. You know, like if we do the same kind of look or totally different shades, it's always really fun. I do like to do palette bingos, of course, but it is really cool when you just kind of have the creative license to do whatever you want with a palette. It kind of makes it a little bit easier sometimes to put your look together because you don't have to panic about shades that you're like, okay, are these going to go together or not? And that's really pretty. That's really nice. Maybe a little bit of duochrome in it. I don't know. It's just more of like a kind of a deep magenta shimmer. And I want to take this, you know, pretty much over the, well, not the whole lid, because I do want to leave a little bit of space in the front there for that lighter pink shade or kind of purpley pink. I don't know. I'm so horrible at describing colors sometimes. You guys are like, yeah, we know, we get it. I'm like brownish, greenish, yellowish, pinkish, purplish, bluish. I mean, that's not a color. That's not a color. So I think I'm just going to flip my brush over and I'm going to go into this one here called Earth Shine. And I think I have used this before as an inner corner highlight, but I don't know that I've ever put it on my actual eyelid. So we'll see here. Put this towards the front. Ooh, yeah. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, I love that. That's really cool looking. And there is kind of like, I don't know, there's almost looks like there may be a little bit of like, oh, gold reflect in this. Is that right? I don't know. Looks a little bit like goldish, but it doesn't really look like that on the lid, but it kind of looks like that in the pan and on the brush. And I am going to just deepen up this outer corner just a little bit here. My favorite videos that Grace does are the Battle of the Palette videos. That is so cool. I really want to start doing that on my channel. I have so many plans for things I want to do, and then, I don't know, I just don't do them. I need to do them. I used to keep like a journal of video ideas and like things I wanted to do. And I kind of got out of the habit of doing that. And I really want to get back into the habit of that because I think that'll kind of keep me more focused on things I want to do. Now I'm going to go into this shade here called Kitten Fish, I think. Is that right? That just sounds weird. I don't know. I guess it is Kitten Fish. This is kind of more of like a, I don't know, lavender, but with a little bit of more pink to it than a true lavender, I would say. And I'm just going to kind of blend out the outer edge of this, what's it called? Fan Fiction shade. Just make that look nice and soft. Now I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I will start off with my waterline, and I'm going to be using, of course, a Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Amethyst Hour. Just thought this would be a nice match for the lid shades here. And I did get some new eyeliners in my Ice Cream Beauty box that I need to get out and put on my desk here so that I'll remember to use them. I just need to really reorganize things. I know I've said that so many times, but I really do. Okay, so let's go into... I think I'll just go into Fan Fiction and put that across my lower lash line. And I'd like to know if any of you picked up the new Hocus Pocus 2 palette from Colourpop. I was going to get that, and I have gone a little overboard with buying makeup over the summer. So I'm really trying hard to stick to a no-buy until January. Yeah, right. I mean, I've got plenty of palettes that I can film with that are, you know, newer. But oh gosh, I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna have some fun here this summer because, you know, my birthday came in July and got some spending money from gifts from people, you know, in my life for my birthday. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this palette, and then I'm gonna get that palette, and then I think I'll get that palette. Oh, and I'll get that palette. So I'm like, okay, slow down. But I saw that Hocus Pocus 2 palette, and it's gorgeous. And what's really funny is I had no idea that they were making part 2 of Hocus Pocus the movie. So last night, my husband and I had just finished eating dinner, and I was putting dishes in the dishwasher. And all of a sudden, he's like, honey, look. And I look out into the living room, and there's the trailer for Hocus Pocus Part 2, the movie. And I'm like, I didn't know they were making Part 2 of the movie. And then it clicked in my head, yeah, and Colourpop made the palette, you ding dong. So now I'm going to go into Sleeper. I'm going to put that towards the outer part of the lower lash line there. And I'm not sure if you guys are into watching Cobra Kai on Netflix, the show that stemmed from the movie Karate Kid, or the movies Karate Kid, the Karate Kid movies. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so cheesy. It's so cheesy. I mean, it's beyond cheesy. It's dripping with cheese, but it's so funny to watch. And, you know, I grew up watching the Karate Kid movies, so it's, you know, very nostalgic for me. And I just think Johnny's amazing. He's great. I didn't think he was amazing in the first movie. I thought he was a total jerk. I couldn't stand him. But now I really like his character. I think it's funny. And, you know, of course, I love Ralph Macchio. Daniel, he's great. I think that looks pretty good. However, I do want to put some brightness in the inner corner. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to stick with the Earth Shine shade and just put that in my inner corner. I just can't really figure out what color reflex are in this. Can you guys see? It's almost like, I don't know, kind of like a gold reflex sort of, but it doesn't really look like that on the lid. It's very kind of, I don't know, kind of deceiving, I guess. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with this look, I think, you guys. It was pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, do my other eye, of course, put the rest of my face makeup on, the finishing touches, and I'll be back to show you how everything came together. I am back, and this is the finished look. And I love how this look turned out. I really do. And I'm really happy that I used shades out of that palette that I had never used before. There's at least 2 shades that I'm positive I'd never used. And I had this palette for a very long time. And I will talk about it again, but before I do, I wanted to go over a few things I used in my finished look today. On my lips, I used the Bella Pierre Cosmetics Lip Gloss in the shade Saturn. I just got this in an ice cream beauty box, and it was just sitting on my desk, so I thought I'd use it today. I just wanted an easy lip color. And I really like the appearance of it. It's very iridescent looking. And it feels really nice on the lips. It's not sticky or gooey or gross. I hate lip glosses that feel that way. And this doesn't feel that way at all. I'm really happy that I have this. And for my mascara, I did use the Catchy Eyes mascara from Gosh Cosmetics in black. This was sent to me from Pia, Makeup by PAW from Denmark. I've used this, I don't know, probably 9 million times on my channel so far, and I have another tube of it. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot of this. I love this mascara. And then on my upper lid, I did use the L'Oreal Paris Flash Cat Eye by Infallible liquid liner in the shade black. I got this for my full face of drugstore makeup collab with Dion, and I love it. It's super affordable and it works really well. Really nice eyeliner. Okay, let's talk about the palette. This is my It's My Pleasure palette from Colourpop that we used in our look today, Grace and I. And I really am happy, like I said, that I used shades that I had never used before. This shade here, this is called Fan Fiction, and this shade here called Bare Minimum. Never used them before, and they're really nice. This is a really pretty shimmer, kind of a satiny shimmer. And I'm pretty sure I'd used this before as an inner corner shade, but I can't remember for sure. I'm pretty sure that I have. This is called Earth Shine. I really like that. I like that towards the front part of the lid and also in my inner corner. This shade here is called Sleeper, which I'm pretty sure I've used that before as a liner. I use that in my outer V and on my lower lash line. And then this shade I used to blend out this shade here called Fan Fiction. This one's called Kitten Fish, which I don't get that shade name. Maybe you guys can tell me about that in the comment section. But I love having this palette. I think it's a beautiful monochromatic palette. And I do think that there's, you know, a decent range of shades in here. So you can do, you know, more pink look like I did today. You can go purple, purple and pink. This shade here, I'm really kind of regretting that I didn't use because it's so beautiful. I really hope Grace used this shade because I know it's going to look stunning on her. I'm really excited to watch her video and see what she did with this palette. I've had this for so long and I just don't use it enough. I mean, there's a lot of palettes I just don't use enough. And I really think what I'm going to do soon, I know I just did a palette collection video, what, maybe 6 months ago, but I really want to go through and declutter a lot of my palettes because they're just not getting used and my tastes have just kind of changed. I don't know. And I'm just kind of thinking about makeup differently than I used to. It's not about the quantity, it's more about the quality. It kind of got sucked into like having every single thing. And now I'm learning that maybe that's just not really what I want to have in my collection. So I don't know. I need to kind of sit down and film that and just get rid of some things. I don't know, it makes me nervous to do that. It makes me want to throw up, but I am really thinking that I need to do that. And like I said, I will have Grace's channel linked in my description box along with her video. Please go to her channel and subscribe. It's GelBeauty87. Go and subscribe, watch her videos. You're going to love her. She is beautiful. She's hilarious. She's really talented, does a lot of really different things on her channel. She's very honest and she's got the best sense of humor. I think I already said she was really funny, but I'm telling you, she's amazing. She's got the best personality, gorgeous woman. She is the whole package. Go subscribe, watch her videos. Grace, thank you so much for doing this with me. And I really hope that we can do this together again someday soon. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.